Hey there, crypto traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth. Your home from J Stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best crypto community. Today is Tuesday. It's August 20th. The month is flying by. I hope you're doing well. In this video, we're going to be discussing possible price targets for XRP over the next, call it few months, and then also over the next few years. I think based on some of the charts and the fractals that I've been overlaying and some research I've been doing, it is saying around $20 to $30 is possible this cycle, and as soon as November of this year, 2024. And then we'll look at some data that suggests we could potentially enter a bear market after that, and then ultimately hit $100 by 2029. Before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all the good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only, and you should never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. And full disclosure, I do own XRP. It's my largest crypto holding. You can follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And just as a quick announcement, if you go to the YouTube channel, go to community, scroll down. I actually will be giving away an annual membership to the Pow Group private community valued at $150, and also a hat, a Pow Group hat from the powmerch.ca store. You can pick any hat you want, and that'll be free as well. I'll be giving away on August 23rd. All you have to do is scroll down, click on this video, just drop a comment, and you'll be entered for a chance to win. It'll just be a random comment picker. And then, like I said, you'll be able to potentially win a hat or that membership. And then also, if you're looking for a good place to hold your XRP, I recommend that you check out Tangem. That's tangem.com. And then if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see here you can get the 3-card set. That's what I have. That's what I recommend. And if you put in code POW, you'll get 10% off, and it helps support the channel as well. This card is super easy to use. It looks like a credit card. You get a multiple backups in case you lose one, and it's basically indestructible. They shot it with a bullet, and it still worked. So essentially, you self-custody. You own the crypto and the private keys, right? Not your keys, not your crypto. So make sure you're not doing it on exchange, and there's been tons of shady exchanges there in the past as well. So you want to be very careful. So we'll take a look at how I got these price targets. Okay. So if we go to the Bitcoin to US dollar, and if you can basically go all the way back to 2009, you can use the all-time history price index. You can just use, you can go to a different exchange, but this is the all-time history index. So you can see that it goes all the way back to 2009 inception, right? And at that point, we were at $0, and then we hit a penny, and now we're at 58,000, and the all-time high is at 73,000 it is. So yeah, at this point, history doesn't always repeat, but it rhymes. So what we can do is take this bar pattern, right? And that's this blue right here. And then I copied it over to the XRP chart. And in order to do that, all you do is you just go to over here on TradingView, you go to projection, and then you go to bars pattern. And what you do is you just click at the very first candle and then go to the very last candle. This is the monthly time frame. And then there you go. There's your fractal of the all-time price history index of Bitcoin. And then you can just copy it over here. But I've already done that, and I've already aligned it. So you can see here, we'll try to and this is subjective, right? Like you can move it around and things like that. Like I'm just trying to put it as best I can in these boom and bust cycles. And if you look at this price movement, it doesn't mean that we're going to get to 73,000 or something like that, right? Like XRP is never going to 70K. It's the tokenomics aren't the same, right? It has more supply. Bitcoin only has 21 million, and there's going to be a potential 100 billion XRP. So, I think maybe XRP in the $100 to $1,000 range is kind of realistic. It's almost equivalent to Bitcoin at 10,000 or 100,000, kind of the same thing. But yeah, it's not going to 70K. That's not the point. The point is to look at the adoption and the curve and the growth trajectory, right? And the movement overlaying this all-time history price index for Bitcoin. It's very similar, right? And as you can see here, right now we're just tightening in this pennant, and you can even draw that out, right? You're just tightening up here, and more than likely going to see a break soon. And the same thing happened back here. So if we go from the high to the low, and then eventually we broke out of that range and exploded. So it's very samey. And we can see here that we had the wave count as well. We had our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom, broke out. Same thing here. We've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, potential 5. So 5 waves. So as of right now, we have this pennant. The price history of Bitcoin is very similar, and it's just the overall adoption of the asset and price movement. And it's saying here by October and into November, is where we could be hitting escape velocity, new all-time highs, and it's saying we could potentially go as high as $27 to $30. And there's a lot of analysts, there's a lot of confluence and indicators pointing to the fact that we could see $27. And if we go from the high to the low of this bear market here, and we get our fib extension tools, that says we could go to about $12, right? And we've been accumulating in an accumulation phase for almost 7 years, right? With no all-time highs for 7 years, right? Since 2017 and the beginning of 2018. So that alone, right? And if we go to a name like Bitcoin, for example, if Bitcoin did it, why can't XRP? So we'll do something similar, right? We'll just delete everything that we have on here. We'll remove the 5 drawings, and you go from Bitcoin's high in 2018 to the low of the bear market. Look, the 4.236, the 4.618, you got the 3.618. Look where we hit. We got extended. We got over the 3.618. So if Bitcoin did that, it's like, okay, well, Bitcoin's the king. It's the first, and only Bitcoin did that. No, that wouldn't be the case. Ethereum, from its high to the low, same deal. It hit its 3.618. So again, if we bring up the XRP chart, and if we do something similar and hit the 3.618, that's almost $11, right? And then you can go on here and you can change the settings as well. You can bring up the 4.618. So I like that one as well. So we'll show the 4.618. That'd bring us to just under $14. So based on, you know, how long we've been accumulating and how long we've been suppressed, like they say, the greater the suppression, the greater the expansion, the longer the base, the higher in space. And I do think that we could potentially hit that level around 27 to $30 by November. And it'd more than likely be Ripple IPOing. It'd be the official end of the case, right? We know they have the SEC has until October 7th, I think it is, to appeal. So if they don't appeal, or we see a post-judgment, if we see a settlement or something like that, big Bank of America has been rumored to want to be using the project, right? XRP. It's going to save them a ton of money. And, you know, all the way around the world, they have their stablecoin launching. There's like, 1,700 different contracts. Oh, man, like the Federal Reserve is using it through FedNow. Like, this is going to be massive. And like the XRP ETF is going to be on the horizon soon. There's so many things to be bullish about on this asset. But then it says from that level, we could pull back about 80%. And then that would take us back down to around $5, maybe $3 or $4, the old previous all-time high there at, it was like some exchanges were, I think, like $3.80, just under $4. So it would make sense if we came back down, confirmed old resistance as new support around $3 or $4, and then, come back, form an 80% correction, enter a bear market. And it's saying that, we could be in a bear market for several years, a few years, right? But very common, right? Look how many years we were in a bear market here, right? It's now been 80 months, 2,435 days since we have yet to eclipse a new all-time high on XRP. So again, the longer the base, the higher in space. And then it's saying that we could potentially reach $100, 80 to $100 by 2029. So I think that's a very realistic time frame. And I think this, the way that I position this makes a whole lot of sense, especially into an election year. Fed's likely going to cut rates. They maybe do 50 basis points, right? That's going to be huge. The signals are all there. And in my opinion, alt season is just around the corner as well. And then if we take a look at XRP on the weekly time frame, we just had a stochastic and MACD bull cross. Stochastic had another bear cross, but it's back into bull territory now. MACD still extremely bullish. We're well above the 10-week moving average. We're gearing up for a 50 and a 200 weekly moving average bull cross. If we bring up Ethereum, what happened the last time that happened? Price was at about $600 whenever those crossed. So we were right here. So price was at around 600, and then we went all the way up to almost 5,000. Okay, so if we see something similar on XRP, and we've been accumulating in a bear market for almost 7 years, no all-time high, what do you think is going to happen? It's more than likely going to be even more of a move to the upside, right? Because it's just a coiled spring ready to go. So that alone is a massive signal. And then we also have the daily moving averages, the 50 and the 200-day moving average crossing, and that's a golden cross. I see a ton of people out there like, oh, we're having a golden cross, we're going to the moon. Well, no, it's the daily time frame. The weekly time frame is what we're concerned about. When the 50 weekly moving average and the 200 weekly moving average cross, that's like a platinum cross, right? That's like that's like a moon cross, right? We're going to the moon when that happens. And it doesn't mean we're going there next week, or, it could take a month or two. Just because these crosses happen doesn't mean we shoot up right away. It's on the weekly time frame, so it takes longer to play out. But it's looking fantastic. It's pretty much all systems go at this point. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think $20 to $30 is possible for the end of the year or early, first quarter 2025? I think it's very doable. And then, like I said, we probably pull back to around $3 to $5, and then pull back 70, 80%. enter a bear market for a few years, and then into 28, 2029, we'll probably start to trend back higher into new all-time highs, blue sky breakout, and I think $80 to $100 is very doable. All right, going in it there. Excited to hear the comments in the section below. We'll continue the conversation there. It's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video.